MacKillop Family Services supports at-risk children in Melbourne's West through its specialist schools and its education outreach services. But it's their Poor Pals program that's really making an impact. So I'm here at the school to find out more from Anne, the principal. And how do your services here help children that are disengaged?
Well, MacKillop offers a range of programs. We have our specialist schools here in Melbourne and in Geelong, and we also have our outreach services that moves into the residential homes to provide additional support for children who are disengaged from learning. I guess the other thing to say is that all of the children and young people that we work with have had a history or ongoing experience of trauma or adversity, and so a number of our children have been disengaged from learning for significant lengths of time.
And how does the Poor Pals program help them?
Well, I guess one of the critical factors for all of our children and young people is that the key relationships in their lives haven't been able to provide that sense of trust and safety, and so that has meant that they are not school ready or that they have significant barriers to learning.
How do the dogs in the school environment and how do they get them in there and get them learning, I guess?
Yeah, well, by developing a relationship with the dog, the child will develop a sense of trust and safety and will then be increasingly ready to engage in the learning process. So for an example, a young teenage girl in one of our residential homes had not been at school for a significant length of time, and by participating in the canine assisted learning program, she was able to come out of her room, develop that relationship with Justice, and through that process develop her literacy and numeracy skills by focusing on an area of strength and interest, which was photography for this young person. And she developed a calendar using Justice as the key character, key model. And yeah, as I said, through that process engaged in the learning process and now is re-engaged in formal learning, which is a fantastic outcome.
Yeah, and so how is it that you get your funding to enable this to happen and to run the dog program?
Well, we had run a series of pilots with individual dogs, and then we decided that we would run a fundraising project, and we established a website, and some of our donors and partners like PETstock Assist contributed, and we raised over $200,000, which was an incredible outcome because that will fund the program for 12 months.
Yes.
We're hoping that we will continue the fundraising process, and also that because there's such a demand for this program, we are hoping that eventually it will be self-sustaining.
So how can people at home would like to help support this service? What can they do? Is it on your website?
Yes, if they go to MacKillop website, and there's a pause for kids specifically developed for donors to be able to contribute to the program, so they can do that at any time, and we would be very thrilled to be able to expand this program and increase the number of children that could begin to re-engage in learning.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you, Anne. Well, if you'd like to find out more, do visit the Pause for Kids website, and if you'd like to find out about PETstock Assist and the work that they do, visit theirs. Thank you, Justice. Yeah. Thank you, Anne.
Starstruck.
Lovely, doing a good. I know he is. It's a tough life, TV, isn't it, buddy? Hey, not so glamorous.